Hey everybody, this is stock chart of the day for Wednesday, December 20th. So today I had one of my subscribers ask me about volatility in the VIX because the VIX is low. So I guess that's what we'll look at. And by the way, if you ever want to write me at addictedtoprofits@hotmail.com, feel free to ask questions, if it's subject, doing these, basically 3, 4, 5 times a week. It does get difficult to come up with new subject matter. It's not like writing a monthly newsletter, right? Or if say you write a gold letter, you just write about gold, or commodities letter, commodity, or tech stock letter, tech stocks. So I'm like, it's always something different. And I'm trying to keep these things up. I might do them a little lighter over the holidays. I'm thinking I'm going to start doing my walks to the beach again. So I think what I might start doing is the walk to the beach. Then on the website, there'll be the chart below. Like start doing that, say, I don't know, the 26th of next week. That's Tuesday after Christmas. Maybe do that all week, kind of just make it a little lighter. It's maybe talk about some other things and, it's the holidays and that sort of thing. Right. So this is the VIX here, and we can see here the VIX. This is the VIX M. So let's go look at the VIX. So I'm just showing you, this is an ETF that's short. It's a medium term VIX futures. So you can see here, the VIX here, you can see you're going to 12, the lowest level since here. So I know a lot of people will go like, oh, it's the lowest level since 2020, the market tanked. But if we go look at the VIX traded like most of 2019 and 2018 like that too. 2018, there's a big smash in the market, and then the market traded higher. And then, into the summer, went back to the highs. And then 2019, the market kept going higher and higher. So look at 2017, the same thing. It went higher the whole year. So just because the VIX is low doesn't mean all of a sudden there's gonna be a big smash in the markets. Actually, in bull markets, and we'll get the S&P up here just to look at this. You can see in bull markets, with a low VIX, look at 2017 that I just mentioned, right? The VIX can actually just stay low, and the market can continue to move higher. That's what a bull market is, right? So you have to know kind of it. Now, when it gets this low, are you going to see maybe a correction, maybe a move back up to 20, etc.? So how can you hedge? There is something called the VIX M. You could also buy options on the VIX futures. And the VIX M, you can see, had a big jump from 20 to nearly 50 during the smash in 2020. You can see during the bear market, it went from 30 to about 38. So it kind of underperforms the VIX itself, because the problem is with these futures, the contracts always have to be rolled over in these ETFs, and then they naturally erode. So that's why, even though the VIX is kind of back down to these levels, it's actually this ETF is 15% higher. Now, there's another one that is a short-term one, which is the VIX Y. Now, that will probably give you more leverage on the upside when the market smashes, but it's going to erode quicker too. And you can see this one went from 75 to 125, so it went up 40%. But it's look how much lower this is. At least the VIX M hasn't completely eroded away. This kind of has. Now, you'll see during 2020, this went from 200. This went up almost 6 times in value, where the VIX Y, the VIX M only went up about 3 times in value. So this gives you more upside in these short-term busts, but also it can erode more. So these are the kind of things, if you were to play these kind of ETFs, I think you have to use very strict stop losses, very strict time frames, et cetera, et cetera. And then you lose 10% and then just watch for a while and you can get back in, et cetera. That's the kind of thing. So is it worth it? I really don't know. If we go to Yahoo Finance quickly, what we'll see is, and we actually get the VIX quote itself. You can see this here, and this is, let's go to the options. The implied volatility on these things, let's get some options. Let's say you thought there's gonna be a correction in the first quarter. So look at the April ones. Look how high it is, 150 something percent. 14, a call right now in the VIX would cost 450, which basically means it has to go to 19 just for you to break even, right? And if say the VIX went to 30, you would still only roughly double your money, maybe triple that, if that, even if that premium is still in. You buy the $20 ones, and again, the VIX would have to go to 22 for you to break even. So the issue I've always had with these VIX options is I find that the volatility is very, very high on them, right? The puts are actually better, but of course, puts would mean less volatility. And the puts on the VIX are what you want to buy when the VIX spikes, right? So you could do some calls on the VIX as well, but it really looks to me like the upside on the options in the VIX is about the same as the VIX M and VIX Y. So I prefer, I wouldn't get overly, like aggressive. I would probably be trading the VIX Y, VIX M. And, you can see like, if there's a little correction, the VIX moves up, you can make 10, 20%, which is a nice little hedge, and 10, 20% or 30% on just a 10% decline in the markets is pretty good, right? When the markets went down 30%, you more than doubled your money. That's pretty good. Like you remember an S&P 1X, ETF is going to only go up 30% when the market goes down 30%. So this still has more leverage. So again, that's just a way, we're seeing volatility. Again, today's kind of theme is that volatility is at multi-year lows. And how do you play it if you think that there's going to be a little more volatility or a correction here? We saw a correction today. I've been talking about a short-term correction happen, and we saw the S&P get up to those highs and correct. So how can you play maybe one of these? I don't know if you're looking at 2020, obviously, the entire global economy shut down, but, maybe where VIX goes, from 15 to 30, or even a shorter term one where VIX goes to, from 13, 14 to 22. How do you play it? I think the VIX M is probably the way I would go to play it. I don't own any of it. I don't even know if I'm going to buy any of it, but I just had a subscriber ask me a question. I'm always trying to give you ideas for things that you want to do. And by the way, that's again kind of where I'm going with my letter at the moment is, we do have recommended stock positions in our members, section, but it's like, but even then they're just kind of like ideas now. I'm not really saying, obviously we do stock deals and I put my money into private placements as well, but I don't want to be regimented and like do this, do that. And then someone loses money, they start yelling at me. And let me tell you something. I've had way more people like yell at me for losing money than, be happy when I've made them a lot of money. And the people I've made a lot of money, it's always like, hey, Dave, next to there's a guy in Leeds. There's a guy in Chicago. There's a guy in LA. There's a whole bunch of guys all over the place are like, dinners on me, that kind of thing, right? That sort of thing. So that's always nice. But there's way more people that will bitch, whine, and complain. That's just the nature of the internet, I think. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I gave you some good ideas. So VIX near volatility, near multi-year lows, probably the VIX M. If you're a little more speculative, you could do the VIX Y. I'm not recommending it. I'm probably not even going to play those myself. Just wanted to give you the ideas to maybe hedge against higher volatility. And those would be the two ETFs I'd be looking at. I just think the options on the VIX have too much premium in them for my liking. So everybody take care. Like I said, what I'm going to do is either Thursday or Friday, I'm going to do a slew of kind of the members updates. And I'll probably do it, and then still blast them out probably on Saturday because it is Christmas Eve on Sunday. And then probably Sunday, Monday, Christmas Eve and Christmas, I probably won't have any updates, to be honest. I may not have one Boxing Day either, but I think, like I said, starting on Boxing Day, I might just put it out the next day. I'm going to start doing my walks to the beach. The weather's kind of crappy here right now. It's been a lot of cold fronts this year. I even lost power for 2 days last week. Luckily I have a generator, but like, that was a pain in the butt. But anyhow, it's been, we get these cold fronts in the winter here, but it's been more than normal recently. So anyhow, I don't really feel like taking a walk to the beach in this kind of weather is what I'm trying to say. Long story short. So maybe Tuesday, through, Saturday, I'll just do kind of the videos from the beach because I do want to start taking that walk again. Start my New Year's resolution maybe a little early in terms of exercise, and we'll make it maybe a little more lighthearted the end of next week. Have some fun with it, because not everything has to be super serious, talking technicals all the time, right? If you do that, your life is not going to be very fun. So everybody take care and hope you enjoy.